Happy Halloween, everybody. We've got another spooky indie game, and this time it's Pumpkin Jack. My name is Kurt, and I'm here with John. John, are you ready to be
Hello.
spooked?
Absolutely, I'm scared already.
So this is Pumpkin Jack. This is him right here.
Ah, he's
Yeah,
got a bird. He's got a bird on his head. I already
yeah,
like it.
yeah. He's got a little crow. He also has an owl friend that we'll probably meet along the way. But yeah, this is a 3D platformer that I believe was released last year, and I heard good things about it. I just wasn't in a place to play it, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna save it for Halloween. And I finished it yesterday, and it's actually pretty good. So we're gonna jump in. So first things first, you can see I have like this cool floating crystal sword. Lets me do all kinds of attacks.
Wow, she doesn't actually hold it. That's fancy.
Yeah, well, that's just one of his weapons because every time there's 6 main levels in the game, and every time you beat a level, you get like a new weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So you start out with the shovel, which is pretty standard, kind of wimpy.
Yeah, fair.
And then there's fancy staff that's like a thrusting kind of attack.
Staff/spear. Okay.
Yeah, this one's probably my favorite. Magic
Crystal
talking
sword.
sword.
Oh, it talks. Oh, that's
Yeah.
great.
That one's fun. This one's
Good
good.
thing there was a comma there.
This is just a shotgun. I'm just spoiling the game immediately. I apologize if you
Just in
were.
case the melee weapons weren't enough. You know, we just have shotgun.
Well, it's really funny because they like all the other weapons are like story beats, and then the gun's just like, oh look, the witch you killed dropped a gun, and then you just pick it up. That's all it is. There's this scythe, which kind of sucks to be honest.
As I said, that would be my favorite weapon.
Yeah, the scythe.
Yeah.
Maybe I just didn't use it right. Like it's got some cool ideas in there. It's really slow. And then this is my second favorite weapon, which is like dark crow magic.
I know. Oh, that's a tough competitor to the scythe, I would say. If you said you personally didn't like the scythe.
Yeah. So I'll start with the shovel, and we'll just kind of move through them as we're going.
All right. Sounds
Yeah.
good.
All the levels are like fairly linear. There's a very
Yeah.
small amount of exploring you can do, but it's not like a 3D Mario. It's more like a Crash Bandicoot or something, where there's like a beginning and an end to the 3D level.
Yeah, kind of reminisce of Sly Cooper to me because that was the last game I played like this. So,
Yeah, it's kind of like Sly Cooper. I would say even more linear than that.
okay.
But yeah,
Gotcha.
the setup. Oh, go ahead.
I was say, how long did it take you to beat the game?
Not long. It's fairly short. Each level's under an hour, maybe 30 to 45 minutes. So it
Okay.
probably took me like 4.5, 5 hours to beat the whole game. It's a nice casual length. Look, an owl.
That's what I was about to ask. What is your like ideal length of game for a game like this? About the length it is?
So I think this game is the perfect length for what it is. Obviously, for my favorite franchises like Mario and Zelda and things like that, I want like big juicy experiences. But if it's just like ooh, that looks neat, let me check it out. If it's like 8 hours or less, that's a really good. Like I'm much more likely to try it out. But yeah, here's our owl friend. You want to read?
Phew. This is a fine turn of events. Owls and swamps don't mix.
Oh, am I
You
Jack?
meant all... Yeah, sure.
Okay. Neither do I. You have 10 seconds to explain why I'm here.
Ooh, Jack, I have no faith in your trusty, reliable companion.
8, 7, 6,
Jack, I'm your superior, and you will treat me with respect.
4, 3, 2.
All right. Dear Lucifer, you're a rambunctious little twerp. I've been following the magical energy from the portal of the Wizardcast. The magic led us on a trail straight to the swamp, and it ends here. Perhaps there's some clues in his destination further in. To his destination.
There. Was that so hard?
Reading, yes. Oh,
So yeah, the premise of this one is you're Jack, who is the soul of a very evil person who was sent to Earth by the devil to help
IRS?
destroy the Earth. And your mission is to take down the wizard savior of the kingdom.
Nice. Okay.
So it's kind of a fun plot.
Sounds very interesting. Very Halloween inspired, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's not even like anti-hero, it's just straight up hero. And then if you want to see what the bird does, this is what the bird does. It's like a
Yes.
projectile.
Bird used quick attack.
Yeah, it just face bombs everything.
Okay, so does the owl ever swap with your? Is that a crow or a raven?
I think technically it's a crow.
Okay. Does he ever swap with your crow, or is he just the guy that annoys you half the game?
He's more of the narrative kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Like the crow, like you see, will like chime in every once in a while, but the green pot, or you didn't see it, but the owl will rest on green pots. And those are like checkpoints that refill your health. So you'll restore your health there, and he's hanging out, and then also sometimes there'll be like a little sequence like there just was where they explain kind of what's happening. Also, fire travels in this game through wood, like really dramatically, and it will kill you very quickly if you stand on it. Fun fact.
Gotcha.
So don't knock over candles if you play this game, is basically what I'm saying.
Just like real life.
Just like real life. Fire travels quickly. Alright, so we're back. John, this is the costume seller.
Okay.
He,
Fancy,
you might have
fancy.
guessed, sells costumes. So you start out as the Pumpkin. And then you
Okay.
can get all kinds of other things. My favorite is the Inspector. It's like a detective kind of look.
Spectre gadget. Yeah.
Yeah, I bought the Samurai because I thought that would be cool, but it's not my favorite. And then the most
Looks like a nomad.
yeah, and then Buzzard's the most expensive one. I have 40 skulls. Should I buy it?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna spend everything on this.
Yes.
And I don't love it, but since you do, John, I'll wear it.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with it then.
I wish I could wear something similar in public and people not ridicule me behind my back.
Something made of feathers and bones.
Exactly. Yes. That's what I aspire to do, honestly. Going for the natural vibe, you know.
Sure. Not really, but sure.
Would you ridicule me behind my back?
Probably.
No, you would do it to my face, right?
That's true. We are very open and honest.
All right. So, what's our goal on this mission?
So in this mission, I'm switching weapons. I am chasing the wizard through a swamp. I'm like on his trail, trying to catch up to him and take him down.
Okay. Gotcha. And these are all minions. Are these the inhabitants of the swamp? And you're brutally destroying their
So these
livelihoods and stuff.
these are actually like the underworld forces. So we're technically trying to accomplish the same thing, but the idea is that they're so like not smart that they don't know that I'm on their side. And since Jack was alive at one point, he's a human. They just they sense that he has a human soul, and so they're like, "Oh, you're the enemy. I'm gonna kill you."
Okay.
So you're fighting lots of monsters.
So does this game have a life system? So like 3 lives and then it's over, or
Thankfully, no. Like any good modern platformer, it does not have a live system. You just, if you die, you restart at the last checkpoint, and these are the checkpoints. These little green cauldrons. You take a sip, refills your health, and then you move on. And so if I were to die, I would do this. You resurrect. It keeps track of how many times you've died.
You died 12 times in your playthrough.
Yeah.
Not that bad.
And then it messes up the full screen option, which is
Oh,
amazing.
how sweet.
So to fix that, you go into settings, you make it actually full screen. It thinks
apply.
about that for a second. There it goes. And then you make it windowed again.
Oh, that's perfect.
And then it pops back. Except it didn't that time. There it goes.
So I seen a 12 out of 20 on your pause menu, so that's how many of the mushrooms are in this level, is that correct?
So the 12 out of 20, so those are crow skulls.
Oh, skulls. Okay.
Yeah, those are crow skulls, and you collect them. They're just collectibles that are, some of them are hidden, some of them are rewards for like killing enemies. And you collect them, and that's what you spend on costumes.
What's the thing on the right of that?
That is the gramophone, or the phonograph, which is like an old school record player kind of. And
Yeah.
I've only found one actually, and I found it on the last level, so I didn't actually know it was a thing until the last level. And I think it lets you unlock music that you can listen to like later, but
Okay.
I'm not 100% on that, to be honest. But besides that, that's all the collectibles there are in this game. So like up here,
Not too
there's
bad.
a
Hey, you found one.
Raven Skull that I haven't gotten before.
Yay. So
Ooh.
is this game on Steam? Is that accurate?
Yes, this game's on Steam. It's $30. I was kind of hoping it would be on like a Halloween sale. It is not, and it's okay that it's $30. Like that's not an unfair price, but it is a little
Right.
steeper than I was expecting, if we're being honest. We'll get into like whether I would recommend it or not later.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But yes, it is on Steam. It might be on other things too, but I know for sure it's on Steam. I think it's on PS4 at least.
What would you say is the toughest enemy you had to fight?
The toughest
Just like
enemy.
a regular enemy, not a boss or anything.
There's some enemies that just spin, and the enemies in this game don't really take, well, some of them don't take hit stun. So there's some enemies that just like spin around with a giant claymore. Oh, I have to not die. Hold on. I have to not die because then it'll break the game. So let me focus up for a second. Let me switch weapons.
Okay. I will segue us forward.
Yeah, please do. Give
So,
me heals.
currently, I'm just gonna give you random facts that absolutely are not true about this game.
Okay.
This game was actually the idea of a former developer for another company, and they didn't like his idea for a spooky game. And he said, "This game is gonna sell. It's gonna do great." And all the people were like, "This isn't Scary Mario. No one's gonna play it." And then he ended up becoming a billionaire just from this one game. Now he owns his own studio called Pumpkins R Us LLC, and he makes pumpkin-themed video games now. Yeah, to celebrate his success with this game.
Why don't you give us some actual trivia about this game? Like, who developed it? I actually am not sure. I've seen it in the loading menu, but I don't remember.
Great question. Who developed Pumpkin Jack?
And while you're looking that up, I'll answer your question. The hardest enemies is there's some like soldier type enemies that just like spin in a circle and they just come right at you. So to get close enough to hit them, unless you're using like the shotgun, you are in range of their attack and they're also hitting you and they don't take any stun damage. And so it's kind of like a little bit annoying.
I could have been more right on this than I thought. You never know. This is just singular developer.
Okay.
And the only thing it lists is his full name. Should I go ahead and
Yeah, go for it.
please? Nicholas Meissonier.
Yeah, good job. I'm proud of you.
Meissonier.
Yeah,
Yes,
you did a good
that's
job.
absolutely accurate. Publisher is Head Drop and Beep Japan. Yes.
Okay.
If you ever hear about him becoming a billionaire, just know we predicted it here first.
So this guy right here is some guy who lives in the swamp who's a fan of Jack.
Did you steal his scythe? He looks like a Grim Reaper if I've
No,
ever
I
seen
did
one.
not steal his scythe.
Did you borrow it?
I did not borrow his scythe either.
Did you ask him to borrow his top hat?
Unfortunately, no, I didn't do that either.
Oh, man.
But he says he's going to
Come on.
take us to. Well, right now we're just meeting, and he says that we'll meet again up ahead, I believe. I didn't actually read it that time, but I did the first time I played, don't worry.
Absolutely.
Oh, gosh.
All right, you got bodied by a log. Nice.
And 3 ghosts. And 3 ghosts, John.
Do you agree with your crow that you shouldn't trust that guy?
Based on having already played this level, yes.
Why is he untrustworthy? Are you saying people in top hats are untrustworthy?
Yeah, that's really my main. Tall, skinny people, actually, who I have a problem with. I don't trust those people.
Fair.
Yeah, this weapon's not as bad as I remember, John.
Yeah.
You see, there is kind of a dodge roll, but it really just is.
It's like me with the axe and Cult of the Lamb, huh? Like, it's viable, but not your favorite.
Yeah, and the dodge roll, like, it works, but it doesn't. You just kind of spam it, like, and you're usually pretty good. It doesn't feel like I'm tactically rolling out of the way. and like predicting the enemy's moves. It's just if they get close, I roll to escape into a safe distance, and then I go again.
Okay. I love the atmosphere of this game. It's just kind of dark and in a good way. Like, not supposed to be creepy or stuff. It's very whimsical in its depiction of the dark. I love all the different lantern designs. I don't even know if anyone's noticed that but me. But, like, they've changed as you went further into the level from just the regular ones to they're purple with a little ring around. They're great.
So those purple ones are... Oh, I missed a crow skull. Oh, well. So these purple ones are for, like, these weird, ghostly wooden platforms. Which I think is a really cool idea. Like, when you step on them, they become, like, solid. But they look kind of transparent in general.
Interesting. So it's the spirit of dead structures. Nice. Dead boats.
Yeah, they actually have been making jokes about wood having a ghost.
Look at me. I found the joke.
You should have been a writer for this game.
This was a solo. He knew exactly what he was coming up with. Like I said, now he makes games about pumpkins.
So that might have been like his idea, but I'm pretty sure there were like several people in the credits. So I don't know how 100% accurate that fact was. There's also these slow sections where you have to like carefully platform, and to be honest, they're not very fun. And you can't just, like,
I don't.
You can't just like jump
like
past them
those.
because your jump is like neutered. You can only jump like this far.
You forget how to jump all the way.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are Pumpkin Jack's motivations for this exactly?
You know what? That was explained in the intro cutscene. Basically, he was in here like against his will, so that's like one motivation. Like he didn't have a choice. The devil.
He wanted to
like,
leave.
You have to, but I think he also is like getting something in return.
Mm-hmm. Fair.
Like maybe
He's gonna get his actual head back.
Well, see, they put his soul into the pumpkin so that he could assume a physical form again. That's how that works.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, of course it does.
If you had to pick a fruit or a vegetable for your head to be reincarnated into, what fruit or vegetable would that be and why?
Is it going to rot?
No.
You know, that's a real specific question, John. Can't say I've thought about that one before. My immediate answer, like first answer, was watermelon, but I don't really have a good explanation as to why. They're sturdy.
I also chose watermelon.
There we go.
Would you like to know why?
Why?
I'm hoping I would get to smell the watermelon as I go, and since it never rots, I would just have the wonderful smell of watermelon to accompany me on my
fair.
adventures.
Watermelon's a pretty mild smell, though, overall. But yeah.
Yeah. But my nose would be ingrained into the watermelon, so I feel like I would still be able to smell it.
Your nose would be the watermelon.
Yeah. So I'm trying to imagine a pumpkin smell for the rest of my life, and I'm just not a fan.
So this guy was like, hey, my wife's an awesome witch, and she'll help you defeat the wizard if you gather mushrooms for her potion. So, classic video game logic. And it's showing me what's ahead. Gotta get that mushroom.
I turned on my light. It's getting dark in here.
It'd be doing that a little bit earlier nowadays. But yeah,
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm a sucker for mushroom. If you put mushrooms in a game, it's gonna be awesome. So I'm just gonna boink. And then guess what? They bounce.
Oh my gosh, you bounce. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we got new lanterns. Are these the originals? They look like the originals.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I just love the aesthetics of this level so much. Oh no, they disappeared.
Whoop. You weren't skilled enough to do it. Now you gotta start over. Yeehaw!
Yeah, he's a cowboy apparently. Gold star to this game for not having fall damage. Also,
Nice.
that's very important to me.
Yeah, I feel like fall damage would be pretty unnecessary, honestly.
It's just kind of an outdated mechanic. As you saw when I jumped in the water, I did die instantly. Insta-death is another outdated mechanic, and that's happened a few times. Like, it said I died like 13 times, and I think over half of those were from just falling off a platform or into the water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How do you like the double jump? I've seen you use it.
So, The platforming in general in this game is serviceable.
Okay.
There hasn't been any point where I've been like, ooh, this feels good. Like, you just don't have enough control in the air. Like, I'm not saying it feels realistic, but you don't really want it to feel realistic. You know, you want it to be a little floatier than it is in this game, and to have a little bit more control of what... There we go.
Ooh, got him.
Got him. Of what direction you're... Ah! Frick! Okay. Sorry for the
Why is it
language,
on-
guys.
Was that an oil barrel or something?
I don't know. I might have hit a candle or something. Like, I'm telling you, if there's a candle on a table and you hit it, you will be engulfed in flames in, like, an instant. It's kind of ridiculous.
It's because candles are dangerous. You got to make sure to put them out whenever you're not near them.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But
Only
yeah,
you can prevent house fires.
Like in Mario, if you jump in like 3D Mario and you're like, ooh, I messed up my jump, you can like turn like and literally go 180
Go
degrees
back.
back. But like,
Yeah.
you can see the distance I'm covering and I'm not really going anywhere even when I turn around. Like,
You got to commit.
yeah, you're pretty much set. Like, you can go like a little bit, but only like a quarter of the length of your actual jump in a different direction. So that's especially hard because there's platform sections where you're like kind of climbing in a spiral along the outside of towers. And it's really easy to like, when you're trying to like, you know, you want to like do this and then that around a corner, but you see how much it curves? Like, you can't make a jump immediately to the right, and so it's really easy to fall off a corner.
So, real talk right there. You see that jack-o'-lantern right there?
Yeah.
You think that is somebody that was also on your quest, but they failed?
So this jack-o'-lantern is actually a mechanic. Take my hat off, or my head off, throw it down the hole. And now there's a little mini game I gotta play.
Oh. Wait, you have your head has legs?
I think they're like supposed to be like, they're either tentacles or vines. It depends on how like eldritch horror this game is trying to be. I interpret them as vines. But yeah, you like slither around on these vines. And you have to do little, they're usually like puzzle kind of mini game things. So in this one, we have to play Simon basically. And if you listen close, you might recognize the tune. Green, green, green. Blue. Red, red, red. Yellow.
Nice.
Do you recognize it, John?
It's Beethoven, right?
Yeah, it's Beethoven. Good job. Yeah, this game uses a lot of classical music, and with an indie game, I have to imagine part of that is license-free music, but also they do it a good job and they rearrange it and make it spookier.
All right, so real talk. If you've seen one of those pumpkins with the vines running at you just randomly, how would you react?
I think it would be great. I think it would be 100% great.
A pumpkin spider-esque type thing running at you on the ground, flaming eyes and flaming mouth.
Yeah, I think that would be 100% great. You're like weirdly off camera. I'm gonna move that real quick.
I fixed
I
it.
moved
There
the
we
wrong
go.
thing. You fixed it. Oh my gosh! And now I broke it. There we go. Back to the game.
I was leaned over.
You're okay. So I think it's really funny that this guy's like, "Hey, go fetch us some stuff," and then once you get it, he's like teleports to you. He's like, "Thanks."
I could have gotten it myself, but I
Yeah.
didn't.
Haven't seen a mushroom this well grown in decades.
Yeah,
So now he's gonna
great,
let me
guy.
borrow his horse.
just borrow it, of course.
So the game you've seen, it features like 3D platforming. There's also like some combat. You see where he takes his head off and you're just playing as the pumpkin head, doing like kind of mini game things. And then each level also has a unique kind of travel section, like on rails travel section. And this one, you're on a horse.
Of course.
A reference for all those kids out there.
Got him. All right. I'm trying to remember what game that I would play that would remind me of this.
Skyrim? There's a horse in that.
Elden Ring. This is definitely Elden Ring.
Yeah.
This is great. So do any other people on horses come to fight you or anything?
No. The horse, I will spoil, the horse does come back later in the level, but they don't come to fight you. Or no one on the horse comes to fight you. There are travel sections that are kind of races that you have to deal with, or that you have to... Like right now I'm just avoiding damage, but this is only the 3rd level in the game, so it's not incredibly challenging.
Okay.
There's one race later in the game that was so frustrating, I lost like 4 times in a row. And then
How many times did you throw a controller?
None. I'm proud of myself.
Nice.
But on the 5th time, the other racers didn't spawn. And so all the dialogue's happening like they're messing with us, but I'm just like way ahead. And it was really nice. It was, I feel like that was
You
good
won
karma.
by default?
I earned it. It was good karma.
Fair. I think we've been to this section already.
Yeah, I think it loops a little bit, but I don't know. I think it's cool.
Absolutely.
Left or right, John? Left or right?
What?
Oh, I went right. There was like a delay, so I didn't know what you wanted.
I meant my other left. There you
Oh,
go.
okay. My left. I got you.
Exactly, yes. So you got it.
Sweet.
So it's interesting that the candles cause you problems, but breaking a lantern doesn't, considering the lantern would probably have a candle in it as well.
No, the lanterns chill. They don't fight you at all. In case you haven't noticed, the crow spell has like a recharge on it. Like, you
I
can only
actually
send the
haven't
crow
noticed.
out. It's like
Oh,
the
I see it.
bottom. Yeah. So I was hoping, whenever I got this, they were like, the guy that gave me this like crow spell was like, I will give your crow the ability to copy itself and have an infinite number of allies or something like that. I was like, oh sweet, I'll be able to spam my crow spell, but no.
No.
It's just a weapon. And it's a good weapon. It's like the most powerful attack, even if it doesn't have the most range or whatever.
Right. They're throwing sewage at you. Get them.
I'm getting them. Let's
Yeah,
use this
big
one.
game.
This one's fun.
Shotgun.
Yeah, it's just a shotgun, which are absolutely one of my favorite things in games. Is just when they give you a really strong shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeehaw to the top, John, as they say.
More of a marksman rifle kind of guy in video games.
I'm not that good at video games. Like, I'm a run and gun kind of guy. That's why I'm really bad at first-person games.
Yeah, that's fair. Can't be great at everything, right?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like, this is one of those cases where I'm like, I'm getting closer to the edge than I would like. Just because it's kind of hard to control it.
It's kind of why I don't play platform games like this one, because I'm not that good at them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the only ones I ever really played are Mario. So, and I wouldn't exactly call myself that good at Mario.
There's a fine line, not even a fine line, there's a big difference between a hard platformer because it controls well and it's designed poorly, and one that controls well but it's just made to be really hard, versus one that isn't made to be particularly hard but it doesn't control great. I can put up with a game that's really hard if it's supposed to be and if the controls allow it to be really hard. Like Celeste is a really good example of that.
Okay.
Need another mushroom to pad out the level. And then he'll take me straight to his wife. Spoilers. He doesn't.
Betrayal. I was waiting for the mushroom to just be right there. Why can't you just give him one of these mushrooms?
He doesn't want these mushrooms. He wants the green mushrooms.
Oh,
Come on,
Fair.
John. Use your mycology degree.
exactly. My bad. I need a refund on that degree. I don't use it enough. Imagine if that was a thing.
Random question. Do you have your degree hung up anywhere? Like, your diploma?
Yeah, right there.
Okay, cool. Mine's sitting in my office. On the floor.
I actually have two of them.
Me too.
Oh, did
Go us.
did yours get mailed? Oh, I just meant
No, I
mine-
have 2 degrees. I'm just sorry.
you have two different degrees. Both of mine are the same.
Oh, really? They gave you 2?
Yeah. So whenever they originally mailed it out to me, I never got it, and so I called them about it, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll send you another one. We'll give you tracking this time." I was like, "Oh, great!"
That's awesome.
Got it in like 4 days. Not 3 days later, I got a call from my uh, sister-in-law who said,
Uh.
"Hey, we cleaned out our old car in front of our house,
Uh-oh.
and apparently the mailman, when it was raining, I just put this package in the car
What? I mean,
because." Yeah, we found your envelope for you that says "Do not bend." I was like, "Yep, that's
it's probably
my
it.
degree." Yep.
I mean, I guess good for him for not sticking it in the mailbox or leaving it out in the rain, but like, I feel like that's just you hold on to it and deliver it the next day kind of thing. Like, I don't think there's ever an instance where I would want the mailman to open my car.
Right.
Also,
right,
they
right.
need to lock their doors, whatever they.
Well, they live in the middle of nowhere, so.
But clearly, people are entering their vehicles.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. But yeah, I've got two of them.
That's funny.
So why haven't you hung yours up?
I just haven't, you know, like they're framed.
Yeah,
just-
your,
I just-
your anthropology degrees.
I need to buy command strips and just hang them up, you know.
Yeah. The first time I hung mine up with command strips, I came home from work one day and it fell.
But see, here's the thing: my office has cinder block walls
Fair.
because it's a public school. So you know, I don't have a lot of options unless I want to buy like a heavy duty drill, which I don't want to do.
Well, that's okay. So I put it back up with more command strips, and it fell again while I was home, and it really scared me because I didn't know what happened. And then I got the heaviest duty command strips I could get, and it hasn't fallen since.
I don't remember what's next. No, I messed up.
Ooh.
Dun, 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 dun.
I know the song. I don't know the name of it, but I know the song.
Oh no, I messed up. Help me out. Red, green, red, blue, gray, pink, yellow. Green, red, blue,
Blue,
gray,
gray, pink.
pink, yellow. There it is. Good stuff.
Yay! Teamwork.
Oh, they just do fun stuff with this music.
Who does this one?
Why are you gonna call me out like that?
I was waiting for you to call me out on it, so I had to beat you to it.
Why are you calling me out like that?
I mean, how to Google it. I'll figure it out.
I don't know. I could sing it like the whole thing, but I'm drawing a blank. Please don't revoke my music degree. I'm just drawing a blank right now.
You have anthropology degrees, though.
It's an old song, John. All right.
Oh, fair. You got me. I have no idea. I believe that one was Carrie Underwood.
Do you have something on your phone where you could sing it in your phone? You should do that.
I don't think so.
I bet
I've
you do.
never done that before, and I'm not doing it on a video randomly.
Just hold down the home button and go, "Hey Google, what's this song?" and then just sing it for a couple seconds, and it'll know.
Oh, that's what you meant. Oh no, I don't set those up.
Oh, okay. You don't like Google listening to you?
Mm-mm. Even though they do anyway, I haven't set it up.
Fair.
And I don't do the Siri garbage either, because I don't have an iPhone. I have standards.
I like how you're like, I also don't use Siri. I also don't own an iPhone, but I definitely don't use Siri.
Yeah. Well, I had to specify why I don't use Siri, because Siri's on an iPhone. And
I mean, you could just say you don't use like voice assistants.
oh, I definitely don't do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody gave me
like
a
an all-encompassing kind of thing.
what's
Like a Google Home.
yeah, somebody gave me a Google Home once.
Okay.
Never used it. I thought about using it, and then I played D&D. Used to play D&D at somebody's house, and
Yeah.
they had one, and they would just talk to it anytime they needed something, and that sounded handy. But then it would just randomly think it was that people were talking to it like all the time.
Yeah.
And that would just annoy me when I'm just sitting here talking and then I hear it go in the background.
Yeah, I have a teacher, or I have a class that I teach with another teacher, and we do it in their classroom, and they have an Alexa that constantly thinks it's being talked to.
That's great. How often do students tell it to play Despacito?
It's never happened, thankfully. But
Wow.
I'm pretty sure we could.
That meme's probably a little older for them at this point.
I'm sure they know that song.
They have other things to do, like destroying bathrooms and stuff like that.
You joke, but like real talk.
Oh, I wasn't joking.
They're like, some of the grades aren't allowed to use the bathroom in between classes. They're only allowed to go when teachers take them. And
Wow.
for what they've done, it's hard to argue against, even though it seems a little much.
Right.
Hey,
I have
yeah.
I have two cousins that are 12 and 14. No, I made that joke in all seriousness. So, anyway, back to the game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, we're not talking about Pumpkin Jack at all. We're just,
I mean, I feel like we covered a lot
Just
of Pumpkin
vibing.
Jack.
yeah, the
we're
level's
just-
a little bit
we're
longer
just
than I remember
chilling.
it being.
Yeah.
There's something interesting coming up that I think is gonna be frustrating, but it'll be fun when we get there.
So, what was your favorite level design for this game? We're in a swamp right now. What were the other ones?
This is definitely my favorite one. The first one's just kind of like a spooky hayfield, like the tutorial.
Mhm.
Hey,
Was it autumn?
yeah, it was like orangey with hay bales everywhere.
That's perfect. Probably had leaves all over the place. They'd have them flying through the screen, maybe. Really seems like it would be really fancy.
Just picturing it.
Yes, I can see it in my brain.
So there's one part of this section that's really frustrating. This reminds me a lot of the Forest Temple from Ocarina of Time, or the Shadow Temple.
Yeah.
But here comes the fun part. You ready for the fun part, John?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh,
This is the
that's the
You're
fun
boat
part.
hopping. I was literally gonna ask you like 3 minutes ago if you got to drive a boat. This is pretty close.
Yeah, it's like a platforming challenge disguised as driving a boat, with also ghosts.
Can you fall off the boat?
Yes, and it sucks because remember you insta die in water.
Same.
So that's why this next part is really frustrating
I spin in the boat.
because it's really easy to like mess up and die on this part.
Right.
Ooh.
Luckily, you did it first try.
I'm trying to save our recording.
Absolutely.
It also
It's a magic boat. What did you expect?
phases through stuff. Other levels include there's a haunted mine, that one's really good too. There's like 3D Donkey Kong-esque minecart sections. That's like the travel section in that.
I'm sure that was very fun for you, wasn't it?
It was a good time.
I remember you and Ryder playing through the Donkey Kong Country 2, is that right?
Well, the first Donkey Kong Country and the first one's
Oh.
minecarts. The second one's like roller coaster rides, and we spent so much time.
Those minecarts are awful.
Yeah, they're fun levels, but they're just so unforgiving.
They really are.
Let's see. There's also like a castle siege level, which is pretty good.
That sounds fun.
And then there's like a.
Is that where you got your sword?
I actually got the sword in the mine.
Yeah, sure. Makes sense.
Well, it's like
So
it's like at the end of the level. It's not like
Oh, okay.
I didn't find it in the mine. I found it on the other side of the mine, I guess, to be specific.
Well, I mean, I was just tying the themes of the levels to the weapons. So, like,
Oh, sure.
in my brain, you would get the scythe and the shovel in the field with the hay,
Uh-huh.
and the sword you would get at the castle,
Well, I'm not going to spoil everything, but you were right about the shovel and wrong about the others.
and then you would get your magic spell explodey crows from the mine, would be my guess. Because, they use explosives in mines, right?
Yeah,
That's safe.
sure.
Yeah.
They actually do. That's actually a mechanic, is using explosives in the mines.
Oh, wow, look at me.
Look
Got
at
'em.
you. You should design games, dude.
Yeah, maybe one day.
Bye. Thought you were evil, not a jerk.
Oh, I liked the. Were those yellow bats that were flying out of you too, or are they
Yeah,
just from the
when you
lanterns?
hit a checkpoint, you get yellow bats, like when the game is saving.
Okay. Looks like we're making our way to the Twisted Woods.
Yeah, we're making like a Lost Woods kind of journey. I'm just gonna jump through it. There's crows,
Mm-hmm.
and if you go that way, you die. So you got to go to where the crows aren't. It's pretty comical how you die. Like trees will just fall on you out of nowhere, and I would show you, but it would crash
you
our
don't wanna
recording.
die.
So I'm not gonna do
Yeah.
that.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. I can show you off camera if you like.
All right. So this is just a maze.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just a maze where you dodge obstacles and don't get ahead of yourself. There's also a graveyard level, and then one of the other last levels is like a northern town kind of level, like a snow village.
Mm-hmm.
So this and the graveyard are definitely the most like thematic levels.
How was the Snow Village?
It was fine. There was like cool ideas happening, but it felt not as interesting as levels like this and like the mine.
Mm-hmm. You know, it just feels like a habit. Like the later you get in a game, it feels like the less effort's put in. Do you feel like that was the case here?
I don't know if it was less effort. It's just like this is set in a haunted swamp, and the other's haunted mine, and then the last one just kind of like the story set themselves up in a way that they had to end up in a place in the north.
Mm-hmm.
And
North equals snow. Yeah.
yeah, so you have like a tundra, and then what can you do with a tundra?
Right.
You can add a village to it, and they definitely do some creative things that I'm not going to spoil, but I don't think it's like as interesting, and it's certainly not as visually interesting. They do have like
That makes sense.
Christmas lights, which are interesting though. What do you say?
So that makes sense.
No, I said what? I meant this guy. I meant the protagonist of Bloodborne. What did he say?
He said, "Good luck, have fun."
Oh, also, I laughed in the middle of your sentence like several minutes ago because I just noticed that the crow was not saying yeehaw, he was saying yeehaw, which is a very good joke.
I thought I read yeehaw. Wow.
Yeah.
It goes to show I was only halfway paying attention.
How dare you? I'm giving you my best effort and you're only halfway paying attention.
Yeah, you get an A for effort, and the A stands for atrocious.
The sword is funny, but he doesn't have enough lines to stick around or to talk as much as he does.
That's fair, you know. At least he had the lines, you know.
I love this drop attack.
This is a Western crow. I thought the E caw was gonna be the only one. But
No,
he
he's
said,
just
"Get on,
super
little
into it."
doggy."
It's the witch.
She's a lot
This is also a Bloodborne
shorter
character.
than I thought. This reminds me of the Grim Reaper from Black Butler.
I haven't watched that. Sorry, I know you like it or read it.
The anime.
Let's say it's a manga too. I bet.
It is. It is.
See,
I
there you
have
go.
a bunch of them.
See,
I think they have a lot more now, but you have to pay for them. You have to pay for those. So
you ready for this?
I like to catch them on sale.
She's gonna tell me the wizard's name. The wizard's name is Yoink.
Wow.
Yoink? Yoink. Yoink. What kind of a name is Yoink? No, you're not saying it right. It's more like Yoink.
Got him. Y'all said his name too many times. He's gonna show up now.
They yoinked his head.
Off with his head.
Yoink.
Well played.
Yeah. They stole his head, which is kind of strange because it's like the head is what controls the body.
So like he can just see any time, like where he's going. He'll just know.
Yeah. So the idea is that the crow is going to control his other body while like standing on the head. He's in control of the full body
Wow.
since the head's missing. So now we gotta chase him down. And we get the William Tell overture. But spooky.
Oh, look, a horse.
Yeah, the guy's horse betrays him for some reason. Yeah, so I guess he has horses, but he's definitely not on a horse. Oh yeah. this being in a different key than the original. And
Yeah, I knew that. I was waiting for you to say it.
and also the delay is going to make singing along wonderful. I'm really excited. And that
Oh yeah.
to be clear,
I
that's
forgot
not a
I'm on a
criticism.
delay.
I think it's going to be really fun, and you should do it.
Yeah. It's like Riders singing in trombone chant. It's great.
It's so funny.
The one nice guy that left us a comment that said it reminds him of when he sings in the car. Anyway, check out the trombone chant video if you want to know what I'm talking about.
I beat that the other day.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Great game?
It's not worth beating, but it's a fun couple hours.
Yeah.
It's just
seen,
it's really grindy and repetitive to like actually beat it. But I feel like I had to as a trombonist.
I seen an article. I didn't read the article, but
Why would you? Oh no! This is gonna be bad.
wah, wah, wah. And the article was talking about a video that professional trombone players made of them playing trombone chant, and they were doing awful. Probably doesn't help that they probably don't play video games. They were older people.
Yeah, I saw a video of that with I think the Philadelphia
Oh yeah,
orchestra.
that was the
trombone
article I
players.
read. That I didn't read. I mean, yeah, them.
There we go. Yeah, it was really funny. And at the end, they were like, "Well, I guess this just goes to show you that practicing the trombone is a useless skill, or something like that."
So when it comes to trombone champ, yeah. What they needed to practice was Guitar Hero.
Did you ever play the DS Guitar Hero?
No. We played on the Xbox 360.
The DS one was impossible to play. You would stick it came with like a peripheral that you stuck into the Game Boy Advance cartridge slot.
Okay. That
And-
only works for the oldest versions of the DS.
and it had 4 like buttons on it. It had like the red. What? Excuse me? Was I that low on health?
No.
No, that's very strange. I just insta died.
Well, I didn't think you were gonna say health. I didn't think you were low enough to hit it, but
so
that was
everybody.
sad. I actually don't know your health. I didn't see it.
Okay, it's in the bottom left. If you guys ever want to record this windowed, just remember that it just does full screen whenever. There we go. This time for sure, John.
Absolutely. Dun, dun, dun. Can't let this guy keep you down.
The music's so. Oh, I guess my health isn't even on the screen.
Yeah, that's probably why I didn't see it then. That makes sense.
The music's just so good. It's hard to be mad about this.
Yeah.
What did I hit?
See,
Okay.
that happened last time too. It
So I'm just.
like I thought you were a lot higher than the game thought you were.
So I'm discovering a small amount of jank. Is what we're
You
discovering.
know why?
here.
Harder to control your body because you don't have your head, so your motor controls are a little wonky. You know,
I guess I'll accept that I hit a wall. I just am surprised that I'm hitting it.
like
There.
Debbie did that one time.
Yeah. All right, stay away from walls.
That song's gonna be stuck in my head the rest of the day now. No, not this one.
Which
When
one?
Debbie hits a wall.
Oh.
What's the name of that song? Springsteen? Yeah, I
I
think so.
have no idea what you're talking about, if we're being honest. I was just
Oh, wow.
laughing to feel included.
Fair.
Okay,
no,
I'm
I
not
think
gonna
it's-
do it this time.
I think it's called 1985, actually.
I think you're thinking of 1984, which was a book by George Orwell.
No, 1985.
Oh, there's my health.
Hold on, I
So
gotta
it
get the
wasn't
chorus part in my
Insta-Death.
head.
Insta-Death is dumb. Never put Insta-Death in your game.
Springsteen, Madonna, way before Nirvana. There was U2 and Blondie. Music still on MTV. 2 kids in high school. They tell her that she's uncool. She's still preoccupied with 1985. You've never heard this song?
I've never heard the song. I have no idea what you're talking
Wait.
about.
Didn't you go to college for music? How do you not know the song?
Yeah, we definitely studied whatever you're talking about.
1985, I'm pretty sure is the name of the song.
Who's it by?
Yes.
I mean, you literally have the internet at your fingertips. You can just look
Yep.
it up.
Bowling for Soup.
That's not a band. I did it, guys. First try. Finally, we have guests.
First try, baby. GG's.
Oh, and then we find out at the end that they're not making a potion. They're making supper. It's just a soup.
Gonna eat your head?
They're vegans. It's a magic mushroom stew. So it's hard to find a vegan soul.
Ew. Yeah,
So-
that makes sense.
Because it's in a plant, it's vegan.
And if they didn't want Jack to steal his head back, they should probably just put it in the pot.
I mean, they probably should have just already done that, yeah. But
Yeah.
now we get this boss fight. What do you think I have
That's
to do,
the-
John?
Hit the eyes.
Oh wow, you're
with-
so smart.
Potions.
Yeah, that's exactly what I have to
The
do.
green, it has to be the green potions, though.
The red ones will explode and hurt you.
Yeah.
But the potions
I like how
just-
the eyes do move, but only some of them move at once.
Yeah.
Like, not all of them. It's great. Nowhere left to run. You do know you put this demon tree in the center of a platform that lets me easily walk
A
around.
circular platform.
Nowhere to run. You set yourselves up to fail. Yeah, they have ample opportunities to cook your head right now.
But they gotta fight instead. They gotta do whatever this is.
It's like that game that children play, where the mechanical arms have the
Oh,
big cushions on them and they swing around. It's
just
great.
take the kids out.
Those videos are so funny because the
It's
arms,
so
you know,
good.
steadily speed up, but they don't hurt. You know, they're cushioned and stuff, but they're just so funny to watch. Which more power to them. You know, I don't think I would do that well at that.
When was the last time you did one of those, you think? Or have you ever?
I've never done one actually.
Really?
Have you?
Yeah, I did one at like some kind of fair in my hometown. But I think the last
good
time I did,
did you
I
do?
was in like high school. Huh?
Yeah. How good did you do?
I mean, not great. There was also like American Gladiator style, like trying to knock each other off the platform with foam or plastic or whatever, like bats.
Did you challenge your arch nemesis from high school to a competition with that?
No, we ended up
That's a
working
missed
together in college,
opportunity.
actually.
Oh. Man, that guy sounds awful. Making you split the bill for a college dorm. Man. I think that sounds awful.
Did I do it? Oh, I did it. Oh, I forgot. The things just keep coming for this.
Next thing you'll tell me he tried to play instruments in the band with you and he always thought he was better than you.
He was a real piece of work.
I could imagine.
No,
Alright.
don't die. What are you doing, Jack?
Yeah, I agree. Don't die. So when you die, you go bye-bye.
I need to heal. I mean, I'm not that low, but I feel the need to heal.
How do you heal in this?
So if you notice when I destroy like green platforms, like health is restored to me.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go. I'm getting them, kinda.
You're doing great.
Accuracy on the sword ain't too good for
More.
projectiles.
Do more. You got this.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate the vote of confidence. Got him.
Wait, I thought there were two more.
Well, you know, John, you know what they say? Sometimes you
I
gotta
forgot how to count.
hit a
Yeah.
witch with a shotgun.
Yeah, it's a life philosophy I've always lived by.
But yeah, and then I beat the level.
You did it. Hey,
So-
that's awesome.
And so every
Claim your
level
prize.
so every level also ends with a boss fight.
Naturally. Okay.
And then it's like pick up the magic wand and this is where you get the shotgun.
They could have just used that on you while you were attacking their tree. They didn't think of that, did they?
I mean, they really wanted to just throw bottles of explosives at me.
What a misstep.
And then there's a cutscene that once again goes full screen
Jack and his avian
and
accomplices followed the only
just
trail available
summarizes the level that just happened, which is honestly is kind of a
At the
weird
behest
touch.
of a fawning merchant, Jack was sent on a wild goose chase.
But it really just does tell you, like,
meeting a powerful witch.
verbatim
Traversing the merciless
what just
landscape
happened.
on horseback, and with the help of an ignoble ferryman, Jack's efforts soon paid off, and he met with the witch, only to have his own head stolen for their supper. With the assistance of the cowardly crow, Jack was reunited with his body.
Yay.
Now, with
Yay.
the resort's trail run cold, Jack and his companions have only instinct and gumption to guide.
Sure, this looks great, being all
They
cropped and
Gumption.
funky.
follow the sounds of cannons and gunfire to find a city at war.
City at
It's-
war.
It's a good thing you got that shotgun to help out.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm gonna fix the camera again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Step 1, step 2. Cool.
Throw it around, flip it, and reverse it.
There we go. All right, John. So that's Pumpkin Jack. What do you think?
I think it looks great. I love the whimsical art style, and overall, it looked very fun, honestly.
Yeah, it's a good game. It control wise is serviceable. Nothing to write home about. But it's really clever, and there's not many games that have an atmosphere and a tone like this. It's certainly not in the platforming space.
Mhm.
So if you're into platformers or you want a Halloween game that's, again, serviceable, like a pretty good time with some creative ideas going into it, I would definitely recommend Pumpkin Jack, which again was a game made by who, John?
Yeah, it was made by Nicolas Maisonnier.
Good job, Nicholas. But yeah,
Good job, Nicholas.
is this a game you think you'd try out, John?
This genre is not really my cup
Yeah.
of tea, but it was enjoyable watching you play it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely recommend for platforming fans or Halloween fans. All right, well, this has been Pumpkin Jack. Thank you so much for checking out our Halloween content. If you enjoyed this, we did a similar video for Cult of the Lamb last week. And if you
Absolutely.
are still itching for more Halloween stuff, Joe and I did a 100% playthrough of Luigi's Mansion that's only like 3.5 hours long, which for 100% playthrough is not bad. Joe did a good job on that. But anyway,
Absolutely. Yeah, you did a great job. I watched most of it.
yeah,
Mhm.
it was a good time.
It was.
Thank you guys for watching, and happy Halloween. Bye.
We did it.
Oh, this should have been my angle for the closing. Look how cool that looks. I just bumped my mouse and the camera shifted.